Number 4, Trev's trade page here on Trev's Hockey Show. I'm the Trev. You know that. If you're tuning in, if you're watching, that's too sweet. Anyway, I'm not showing off any cards today, except for the example that I'm showing. Getting back into the trade hobby and all that fun stuff. I'm having to re-educate myself on a lot of things. Specifically, and this really didn't require too much re-education as much as it required do I remember how it's done? How to properly ship cards. Now this is something that everybody who does trade and everybody who is in the hobby should know how to do. But there are a lot of beginners in the game, or some guys getting reacquainted to the hobby. So, this is just me revisiting an old Trev TV idea. This comes from the second version of Trev TV, where I did actually go through the step-by-step on how to properly package and get your cards ready for shipment. Now, this isn't necessarily cards that I'm shipping out today, tomorrow, or on the weekend. This is just an example. So, with that in mind, let's get started. So aside from the cards, here are some things you will need. Bubble mailer. If you recycle bubble mailers, that's okay. Just make sure your front is covered with labels, paper, whatever. Scissors. Packing tape. Scotch tape. Top loaders. Team bags. And for the example, cards. Oh, forgot. Decoy cards are always a bonus too. So first thing you want to do is make sure you have a clean bubble mailer. It can be new, it can be recycled. If it is one that you are recycling, make sure it doesn't look like junk, because getting junk bubble mailers is questionable at best. And here's a big mistake that a lot of rookies make, and I've even seen some experienced guys do it. No plain white envelopes, unless you're looking for bad feedback. Plain white envelopes is like cardinal sin. Do not do it. Of course, the size of your bubble mailer depends on the size of your trade. So for the example, let's say it's not a big trade. I'm not going to be sending a lot of cards out in this one. So if it's a 1-card deal, say Cindy, goodbye Cindy, you're only for the example. First thing you want to do, always tape your top loader. That way it ain't going nowhere. If it's a 2-card deal, same thing. Put tape on that top loader and grab another piece of tape and tape them together. If it's a case of you're sending a bunch of cards that you don't have in top loaders of their own, I've always found this acceptable. Just put them all in a bigger size top loader. Try not to overstuff it, because when you overstuff it, it becomes impossible to get them all out. And same rules apply. Tape your top loader. If it's all of the above, just line them up ever so neatly. Use a bigger piece of tape and just tape the sides. You've already got the tops taped, you don't have to worry about that at all. Tape the sides, it at least keeps it all together nicely, neatly, like so. And then what you do from here, grab your team bag and put your package in said team bag. It's okay to recycle team bags too, again, provided they're clean, they're not ratty, and they're not something that's completely unusable. Package that up. And then, for good measure, put your decoy on top and tape that in place. That is just extra protection. You can never not be too protective when sending cards out. So now, it's presentable. In the event you're sending cards out in a one-touch, same rules apply. In a bubble mailer, got tape, tip that up nicely, do a decoy card back on top, and what I like to do as well, if it's just something like that, for extra security, tape around the pocket or the seal of the bag. It ain't going nowhere. So now we have the cards that we're going to send ready. Grab your bubble mailer. Doesn't matter which way you put them in. You can put them in that way, that way. This way works best because when it goes through the process machine, it'll go through like that. You're in. You're good. Close the fold. Now because I'm using a recycled one, the seal isn't there properly. So you grab your packing tape and tape the back like so. And again, for extra security measure, kind of like a fail-safe, you grab more packing tape and tape those sides. You can also put tape up here without being too overkill, and it should give you just enough space to write your address up there and the address to where it's going. Now obviously I'm not writing an address, like I said, I'm not making a trade right now, but after you've done writing it on, especially if you're using labels, you're done writing it out, put tape over everything you've written. That way it doesn't smear. Recycled or brand new, what I've always liked to do is throw some tape on the bottom. That way the threat of it coming loose on the bottom is removed. Yeah, it's a little bit more tape than you probably want to use, but it's safe, it's secure, and the only way it's ever going to get open is if somebody at customs decides to open it. And keep in mind also, the bigger the trade you make, the more cards you send, the bigger the package you have to use, the more shipping is going to cost. So, if you're a penny pincher, or if you just like to not spend a lot of money on postage, ship it as thin as possible. Obviously, bigger trades, higher BV trades that do require tracking numbers, just make it presentable. I mean, I've made a whole bunch of trades that require tracking numbers, and what I've always liked to do, what I've always prided myself on doing, is making my package just clean, just appealing to the eyes once the end user receives, and you should get good reviews, good feedback, and easy peasy lemon squeezy. For Trev's trade page here on Trev's Hockey Show, I want to thank you for tuning in. Your viewership always means so much to me, always has, always will. I do appreciate you guys for tuning in. I noticed my subscriber count is starting to go up, which is awesome. Let's bring it up to 50. That's my goal, ultimately, for all my channels. I know the parent channel's halfway there, so I guess it's all on me just to make the content to make you guys want to subscribe. But either way, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up. There's that little red button over there. Hit that thing, and it'll keep you up to date with all the content I put out. Now, if you want to, you can find Trev's Trade page on Facebook at Trev's Trade page. And you can find the parent channel on Facebook at Trev's TV. And if you're a major in social media, you can find Trev TV on Instagram at Rockstar Trev TV. And if you want to subscribe to my other two channels to help those boost counts go up, here's what you're looking for. But yeah, another short and sweet video. Like I said, I just wanted to keep making some content for you guys. I mean, like I said, this is ancient history to some, but I mean, I'd like to think that someone somewhere who wants to get into the trading game probably needs a pointer like this. So if you're watching this and you're an experienced trader, please don't be offended by it. It's more or less just something for the newbies to learn from. And I mean, that's one thing I've always kind of taught myself while doing this hobby is do what you can do to teach others. Because I mean, the bigger a trade community we can get, the better for everybody. But as for going forward on this channel, I'm sure, well, it's hockey. There's always going to be something to talk about, whether it's hockey related, whether it's trade page related. I'll always find something. As far as the wrestling channel, there's still that idea I have in mind. But we'll get there when we get there. The main channel, again, still pulling straws, but guarantee you something's coming there. But either way, in the meantime, and in between time, be on the lookout for more videos from the Trev. Later.